Hi everyone. As you have seen, this painting didn't end up being very successful. I wasn't sure if I wanted to share this or not, but I guess it doesn't hurt and maybe it could help someone else. Sometimes it feels like everyone else makes masterpieces non-stop and it's just not the case. I think we all make bad art and works that we are not happy with, that we don't like, and I think we could be more open about it. Social media platforms may not like it as much, but it happens. I struggled with this painting from the very beginning, before I even started. It's always the same for me. The more I feel I should be painting something, the more uninspired I become, and the more resistance I face. The truth is that at the time, I didn't want to paint. I didn't feel like using my oil pastels, but I also felt like I should do it. So I did it and failed. Looking back at it and at the process, I cannot say it was going wrong or that I made many mistakes. And at the end, it was just an unfinished painting that maybe could have worked if I had the right mindset, but after a couple of days sitting on my desk, I just couldn't look at it any longer. I love painting and I love my oil pastels, but pushing myself so hard when all I wanted was to be doing something different only made it harder for myself. I believe in discipline, not necessarily on motivation or inspiration even, but that's easier to apply to doing studies and exercises or commission work. When it comes to being creative and making your own art, I'm not sure it can be forced like this. At least for me, whenever I try, I fail, or the majority of times I try. I guess this is what people call having a burnout. I normally love the feeling of the paint in my hands, but I noticed this time I was getting pretty annoyed by it and by the mess that I was making. Oil pastels are very messy and it's not that easy to clean from some surfaces, for instance, from my camera. It's something that never bothered me, but I don't know, a process that is usually very enjoyable felt like a pain I had to deal with. Once I reach this point, I know I need to make some changes in order to be able to keep creating. If I can, I first take a break. A day or two off pretty often is all I need, because I can overwork myself and I don't notice it until I'm already burnt out. It also helps to try something different, like switching my subjects or mediums, even if it's for a few days, and maybe to change the scale. There is something about painting small and in a sketchbook that takes the pressure of creating beautiful finished pieces away. I feel more free to try things out, and it's okay if they end up looking terrible. But whenever I put a large sheet of paper that is also expensive on the easel, the expectations are much higher and the pressure too. So it's possible that for a while you're gonna be seeing more sketchbook work and studies than final pieces. Or not. I don't know. I never really know what I'll be doing with my work, but every now and then I have to switch things around. And if you follow me on Instagram for a while, you already know this. Or maybe I should just jump constantly so I never get to this point again. Who knows? I also haven't touched my oils for a very long time. But anyway, I should definitely learn to take breaks. The painting wasn't that ugly or painful to look at, I just didn't feel it. So I got rid of it. wanted to try gouache for a very long time. I did years ago, but only for like a little landscape and 2 or 3 doodles or so. I have no idea how to use it. If it's okay doing light washes, probably not. Or going straight with thick paint, going dark to light to dark, or if starting with mid-tones was okay. I have no clue. I still feel like I have no clue after painting this, but I thought it would be interesting just to give it a go and see. And it was so much fun. It was a mess the whole time, but a mess contained inside the sketchbook. Nothing on my hands or my equipment or anything. So, very clean. I'm not sure it's for me or my way of painting or the super blended finish that I always go for. I don't know if that's the most suitable for gouache. Probably not, since it was pretty difficult to blend smoothly, but I may try again. It was just lots of fun. The tubes are new, but I pour some paint on a palette to let them dry and use them as I would with watercolor, first letting them dry and then reactivating them with water. But I don't know if it's because these wells are very shallow, but they cracked very badly, making them kinda unusable, I think. To the colors that you see, I ended up adding regular ochre and red to the palette as well. This yellow is beautiful, but maybe too pastel for what I wanted, maybe. I think I prefer a more traditional yellow ochre as my primary yellow. I didn't know how to start, so I went for what I always do, doing thin layers first to kill the white of the paper and to establish some values, very roughly. I like to have a warm base overall. With oils I go for burnt sienna, and here I used ochre instead. Oh, I'm losing my voice, sorry about that, we are all sick at home. Yeah, the color shift once it dries is kinda crazy. I guess it's something that you get used to after lots of practice, but for me it was like a lottery. I would put a light enough highlight just to see it disappear once it was dry. The sketchbook that I'm using is one that I had for almost a year now, and I've barely used it, so I may keep it for this kind of experiments. It's a very nice sketchbook, but I first bought it to use it with watercolors, but since I like to include color pencils with them, I prefer them to be hot press, and this one is cold press. I think they look better on a smoother surface. Obviously, it didn't end up looking that great, but since it wasn't the goal either, for me it's okay. I just wanted to enjoy painting for the sake of it and not hoping to get a good result, so I'm calling it a success just for that reason. I don't know what I will bring next. Right now I'm working on some commissions, which is also a really good way to stop the art block. So I'm very, very grateful. And that's it. I hope it wasn't too disappointing and that maybe resonated with you. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.